always look for food with a bordbia quality mark, so you can relax and enjoy it more.
Welcome to County Waterford, which this year won the Foodie Destination of Ireland Award. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the good food that's on offer in the city and county. In Dungarvan, I'll visit the Tannery Cookery School and cook with Paul Flynn. And of course, I'll be showing you some recipes of my own, including ideas for brunch and a light dessert. My base for exploring the county and for cooking the food is here at Faitleg, which stands at the head of Waterford Harbour, where the Barrow, the Nore and the Suir rivers meet. The main house dates back to 1783, and in 1998 the house was converted into a hotel. The head chef is Jenny Flynn, who looks after 2 kitchens which can cater for up to 600 people on a very busy day. Brunch is a lovely thing to serve around the Christmas period, and I've got 2 delicious recipes. The first one is a Bircher muesli, and this was created by a doctor in Switzerland many, many years ago, and he gave it to his patients, so it's like a porridge, but it's different to our porridge. It's cold, it has to be made the night before, so it's lovely and soft. First thing we need to do for the Bircher muesli is grate the apple into the bowl using the coarse grater, and I'm going to grate the skin. Now you can put lots of different fruits into this, dried cranberries, even some sultanas into it. That should be enough. Next thing then is our yogurt, just a plain yogurt. That's going to go in there. Put in the apple juice. So this is some local apple juice I'm using here. And then we're going to sweeten it with some honey, 2 teaspoonfuls of honey here. You can adjust this according to your own taste buds. In the jug here, I have some cream and I have some milk. So next for the oats. Of course, we're in County Waterford, Flavins, one of the oldest family-run business. Over 200 years they've been milling oats. These oats will soften and they'll absorb all this liquid. I prefer it lovely and soft and kind of like a drop in consistency. You can put in some nuts, for example, some toasted pecan nuts. Hazelnuts work really well. So it's all about texture. You have a little bit of sweetness from the honey, but you also have the freshness from the apple juice and the grated apple. Cover that with cling film, put that into your fridge, and then it's ready. This is what we have here. So I've just loosened that up with a little bit of milk, because it does kind of firm up, so it does. So you can see that lovely drop in consistency. And then we're going to serve it up. Spoon this in here. This is some granola. So I'm just going to sprinkle this over. And of course, the base for this is some oats. So we have a little bit of dried cranberry there, some nuts in there. So you're going to get the softness, the creaminess of the oats, and then the crunchiness. And then this time of year, figs are in season, and they're a lovely fruit. They're actually really lovely in a dessert. Served warm, you can actually poach them with a little bit of red wine, some star anise, some vanilla. Put this just around the plate like that. So that's our first recipe. Now for our Eggs Benedict. So it's a really, really simple sauce. We're going to pour in some cream. Now traditionally Eggs Benedict is served with a Hollandaise sauce, but I think that can be tricky. So this is a really, really lovely, light, delicious sauce. I'm going to put in some mustard. This is some English mustard, so roughly about a quarter of a teaspoonful goes in there. Grate a little bit of lemon, so just a little bit of lemon zest. And again, this sauce will keep for 3 or 4 days. Just literally a squeeze of some lemon. And then this needs to go onto the hob. So we're going to whisk this to mix through the mustard. I'm going to put a pinch of salt and a little touch of black pepper in here. So what I like to do with the sauce is to thicken it. So just with a little bit of corn flour, just mix it with some cold water. Now you don't want it too thick, too gloopy. And just pour a little bit of this in here. That should be enough. So before I poach the eggs, I'm going to put a little bit of white wine vinegar in here. This will hold the egg together. So I'm going to serve 2 of the eggs, and they'll take roughly about a minute or 2 minutes. So I just want to show you the consistency of the sauce just before I add the chives in. So it's kind of like coating the back of the spoon, which is exactly what I want. So I can just throw in my chives, chop them really fine, and then just switch that off. So now one very special ingredient produced here in County Waterford is the Waterford Blah. And it has PGI, which means Protected Geographical Indication. It can only be produced in this county, and it's a lovely soft dough, so it is. So what I've done is just cut them in half, and I've just simply warmed them up. So we're ready to serve up the Eggs Benedict. So I'm just going to place the 2 half blahs. For the ham, it's a great way if you have any leftover ham, you can do this. And then the eggs are next. So when you're lifting the eggs out, if you can use a slotted spoon and a little bit of kitchen paper, it just makes life a little bit easier. So particularly with the tissue paper, it absorbs any excess water. Just using the spoon, carefully just slide these on here and then spoon this over here. You can see how colourful with the chives. You can garnish it with a little bit of some fresh herbs. Pick a few of these, just for freshness, sprinkle that over and serve it and enjoy it. And that's two really quick and delicious recipes. The Bircher muesli with some figs and a little bit of granola, and them are Waterford blah, egg benedict with glazed ham. One of the best known restaurants in Waterford is the Tannery in Dungarvan, owned by Paul Flynn. Paul also owns and teaches at the highly respected Tannery Cookery School, and he's invited me to cook something seasonal there. Paul, it's great to be back in the cookery school.
It's been a long time since you were here.
It has been a while now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's a busy time of year for you.
It is indeed, sure. The advent of Christmas, of course, is busy for everybody in the restaurant trade. I'm just going to use some local ingredients. I'm also going to use a style of cooking that I really love. I spent all these years working in kitchens, I suppose, in a way, with fancy food, you know, with food that people might find difficult at home. But in the cookery school, I really try and show people about family cooking. This is just an example of the way that I would cook at home or the way I would show people in the school. So nothing too dramatic. But I first want to just point out this. This is lovely, lovely Cumara lamb, very poignant and beautiful mountain lamb. It's a shoulder, and I love cooking meat on the bone. All that flavour, it's just so beautiful. It's a very Irish dish, and I'm just going to kick off and just start. So we have the spuds. I'm just going to slice them fairly thickly, because this is going to take 2.5 to 3 hours. It's a slow cooking process, you know, really, really easy. Once you have it in the oven, you forget, you know, just forget about it for a few hours and it'll just look after itself. So potatoes, turnips.
Turnip, isn't that brilliant?
My food is all about winter cooking, and I love these everyday vegetables.
So you have them all sliced already, and the turnip, and what would that be, half a turnip, would it be, or a small turnip?
Yeah, it's one small turnip,
Okay.
I'd say. So, of course, you'll recognise the idea of this dish. It's lamb boulangère, made a little bit more Irish.
It's a classic, isn't it, then?
It's a French classic, and lamb and garlic, they have to go together. And you see, this is all lovely and rustic and no complicated things here. And some bacon lardons. They're going to flavour all the potatoes and the onions and the turnip and bacon, of course. They all go together. And then sage, and be generous.
And some lovely thyme.
And some lovely thyme. There's no such thing as a good, mean cook.
I love it.
Lovely local cider, a little bit in the sweet side. And so what we're doing here, like turnip and cider,
That's different.
go really well.
I'm with lamb, too. So a full bottle of cider goes in there.
Yeah. And, you know, because turnip and apple goes really well together, there's the cider. And then what we want to do is season that. Turnip and black pepper. All these things really go together. And then we're going to season the lovely, lovely shoulder of lamb. Now, we did trim the fat off the lamb because lamb fat isn't that nice unless it's crispy.
You're right.
You know, and the fat is going to go into this, and the juices is going to go into this. So give it an old rub.
So if somebody was to go to their butcher and ask for the shoulder of lamb, what would they ask for? 'Cause the shank is on it.
The shoulder of lamb on the bone, they should be able to do it for you. So really, this is a very French term. It's called plonk.
Could this dish be done with a leg of lamb?
I wouldn't do it a leg of lamb.
Yeah.
You know, I think the fat content through shoulders.
Okay.
I would roast a leg of lamb. This is a braise, perfect for slow cooking.
Now, you need a big tray and a big oven.
You need a big tray and a big oven, and the ever-present butter. Okay, so
Me
dot
and you, I
with
think we
butter.
love it.
But what we want to do is just make sure this is nice and tight. I have the oven set for 185, and we're going to cook the lamb in 2 ways, about an hour and a half, the foil on. And so it steams, and I tighten everything around there so all the flavours of the thyme and the sage and the garlic and the cider is imbuing those flavours into the lamb. An hour and a half like that, take the foil off, and about another hour afterwards. Now, I'm going to make a kale salad. Have some cream.
Just regular whipping cream?
Yeah, and this is lovely Clashganny local Waterford cider vinegar, because we need acid. We're making a cream-flavoured dressing. We have some parmesan. Parmesan goes really well with all the flavours. Just some fresh apple. Gives it freshness.
Lovely, and texture, doesn't it?
Texture and...
So, Paul, tell me about some of the courses here in the school.
we do lots of things. We try to be a little bit quirky, and it's only me that teaches here. So we do Christmas courses, but it's a part-time school. Really popular one after Christmas is called King of the Kitchen.
I love it.
The women give vouchers to their husbands in hope that they're going to become better cooks or something.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Really simple cookery courses, punctuated throughout the year. Black pepper.
Okay.
Some sea salt, because this is crunch, you know, it's texture. Add...
Kale, so you've cut that really thin.
In addition, is that we have some roasted breadcrumbs.
Panko, are they the dry breadcrumbs?
No, they're not. They're just the regular.
Regular, okay.
We use panko, of course,
Yes.
but these are just the regular breadcrumbs.
Gorgeous.
All right, so that's that. We're going to have a look now to see what the lamb is like, Neven. When you take the foil off, it starts to colour. This should be really soft, and all the lamb juices has gone into the potatoes, the turnip. So I'm just going to present this in family style. I love the whole idea. It's generous, it's abundant, and more importantly, it's delicious. Pretty delicious, yeah. It has to be all about the flavour. And then I saved a little bit of Parmesan.
It's a great kind of crowd pleaser that you put that at the centre of the table, let everyone help themselves. Right, we got to taste the lamb first to start. Look, it's falling apart.
I hope you like it.
I like it, I love it. Melts in the mouth. The potatoes, the turnip. And the cider.
Well, look, thank you very much for coming. It was an absolute pleasure to have.
Thank you.
I'll try.
And have a great Christmas to you and all the family.
Thank you.
If you cook the whole turkey, this is a great recipe for using leftovers. But if you've done what I've done, is cook the breast separately, and I've asked my butcher to bone and roll the legs. Sprinkle them a little bit of thyme, a little bit of oil, salt, butter, in the oven. They'll take about 1 hour and 20 minutes. They're delicious. So this is what it looks like when it's cooked. So you can see a little bit of thyme, a little bit of colour. So all you do is just take off the string and then just dice it into large cubes, what I've done there. So that's all leg meat there. So let's start the vegetables for the satay. So a satay is an Indonesian dish. Coconut, there's a little bit of sweet chilli, peanut, and a little bit of lime. It's delicious. So I'm going to cut this roughly about the size of your thumb. So I'm just going to cut it into lengths like this. So this is the red pepper. Now we're going to add in some baby corn and also some green beans. So that's them all cut there. So the green beans, just cut them in half. That's all we've done. And then this is the baby corn. Just cut this in 3. And then what I like to do is put all the vegetables onto the plate. So you have lots of lovely colour. And then we're going to put garlic into this. 2 cloves of garlic. This is going to be the base for our satay. Now you can put ginger into it. You can put chilli into it. I don't. We're going to use some rapeseed oil. So plenty of oil. Should be preheated. So this is going to go in here. Stir fry this, and then first thing I'm going to add in is a spoonful of brown sugar. Put in our crunchy peanut butter, 2 large spoonfuls of this. I'm going to put in some sweet chili sauce. So there's a little bit of a kick. It's nowhere too hot. You can hear it sizzling there. So I'm just going to break down just the crunchy peanut butter, keeping the pan nice and high. We're going to add in the sweet soy sauce called ketchup mayonnaise. Just look how rich and thick it is. So it's low in salt, and it's really, really beautiful soy sauce. Really good if you're doing a stir fry. In goes the coconut milk. So you can see how thick and creamy and rich this is. And then we just stir this through. So this just takes a minute just to combine everything. So it's a super, super fast recipe. You can just see the lumps of the peanut butter. And the crunchy one is better because you get a nice bit of a crunch to it. We're going to juice the full lime in here. Now look at how beautiful and juicy that is. So the lime gives beautiful freshness to this. Mix that all through. Put in my turkey just to warm it through. So this will take 8 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take long. So I'll just let that come to the boil and let that simmer. So while that's been simmering, I've cooked some egg noodles. But you can serve this with rice. You can serve it with lots of other things, even mashed potato. So these are the egg noodles. Just literally cook them in some boiling water and a little bit of salt. So they're all ready to go. Now my sauce. That's the satay. The turkey's warmed through, and nice big chunks of it. You can see that there. The vegetables are cooked. I'm going to finish it with some chopped coriander. You could use basil if you don't like coriander. So when you're chopping, just rock the knife over and back. And I'm not going to cut it too fine. And then just scoop that up there. You can smell that. So I love to add the herbs at the last minute. A little touch of salt. What I like to do is to toast some cashew nuts. You can chop them, but I like to put them actually into the satay. So the cashew nuts give great texture. Just stir them through. So that's ready now to serve up. So plenty of the egg noodles. So these are the real fine egg noodles. Just cook the noodles according to the packet instructions. And then using a ladle, get as much of that turkey as possible. And all those lovely vegetables. So you have the peppers, the green beans, and also the baby corn. Ah, there we go. It's creamy, it's rich, it's absolutely full of flavour. Just a few little sprigs, just to finish it, of coriander. And there you have it, very simple but delicious. And you could actually make this sauce, add more vegetables and just keep it vegetarian. But I think it's a great one to feed a crowd. I hope you enjoyed this turkey satay.
Always look for food with the bordbia quality mark, so you can relax and enjoy it more.
Jenny, trifle is a dessert that we all enjoy over the Christmas period, and I'm really interested to see how you make yours. Do you have this dessert in your menu?
We do indeed, yeah. Everybody has a way they make their trifle, of course. My trifle, I like using chocolate and cherries.
It's a great combination.
Excellent, excellent.
So tell me about all the different stages of this.
So this stage is already done here. I have jelly and I have the sponge already soaked in the jelly with the cherries and the syrup from the cherries, and put gelatin into it just to set it. It's important to set the layers so you can see it. This is Genoese sponge, sugar, eggs, flour, cocoa powder and a small bit of butter.
And is it any particular cherries?
These are Griotine cherries soaked in kirsch. Now, not for the kids. So I have the custard made here, so I'm just going to pour it on here now. I put oranges into it, orange zest, a small bit of vanilla, eggs, egg yolks whisked up, sugar and cream. Bring the cream to the boil. Kind of make an anglaise mix. So it's a homemade custard, a baked custard. And then a small bit of corn flour then just to thicken it, to get that to be able to set.
Okay, so that's the next layer, all right.
So this is the one that's set.
Okay, so you need to put this into the fridge, this one here. And
Exactly,
then this one.
yeah.
Okay.
So you can do that a couple of days before, and then you can add on your layers. These two layers are probably the most important layers, okay?
So that one's already set.
So I'm going to put a small bit of berries. These are Hanley's berries from Ferrybank, and I just put a small bit of sugar on them. They came from the freezer now.
Gorgeous. So just sugar, nothing else, and
Nothing
then the berries.
else, yeah.
The lovely
Push that
jeweled
out.
effect. I love
Yeah.
that.
There we go.
That's super.
I'm going to put on the cream.
So that's just whipped, regular
Whipped cream. You're counting the calories now.
No, I wouldn't. Calories don't exist at Christmas. Sure they don't. You got to
No,
enjoy
you're
it.
right.
That's...
Now you can do these individual as well.
Even in a martini glass,
Yeah,
you can get lovely little
absolutely.
glass dishes.
So I'll talk to you about
Yeah,
my
talk to me
chocolate
about
mousse.
this.
It's a mixture of two chocolates. It's a milk chocolate and a dark chocolate, and it's made with egg yolks, egg whites, cream, Muldoon's, of course.
What is this?
Muldoon's whiskey.
Okay.
It's a local whiskey, toffee and hazelnut flavour going through it. So
Beautiful.
you can get the alcohol flavour, but not too strong.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so it's very, very nice.
And it's not too bitter and it's not too sweet. It's
No,
lovely.
I use 70% dark chocolate, and then the milk chocolate just takes the bitterness, shall we say, away.
So you have that in a piping bag?
I have that in a pipe bag, and I'm just going to pipe around.
Just with a star nozzle.
That's it.
It looks so shiny.
It's the quality of the chocolate. And the best thing about that as well, you're using all the egg. So
Yes.
you're using the egg yolk and the egg white. And then we're just going to garnish it now with a small bit of cherries.
Just soaked in kirsch, that's it.
That's it, yeah.
Some mint.
Some mint, yeah. Just, I suppose, eat with your eyes. And I dried up some oranges,
Slice them really thinly.
really thinly. Dust them with a small bit of icing sugar.
And you can do this
slow.
like at home in a low oven, isn't that right?
Yeah, 80 to 90 degrees. Now you can have them really dry, or you can have them... I have a bit of...
They're
yeah,
good. They're
yeah.
not too dry,
They're not
they're a
too
wee bit
dry.
soft.
Yeah, exactly. That's it, done.
It looks amazing. A lot of work, a lot of technique, and I can't wait to taste it.
Ah, good.
But more importantly, I want to thank you and wish your team a very happy Christmas. Jenny, you have been so helpful over the last couple of days recording the shows.
Thank you, and happy Christmas to you and yours.
And
Thank
you too.
Take care.
As Waterford was this year's winner of the Foodie Destination Award, I'm in Dungarvan to meet Aoibhinn Ní Croghair, Project Manager for Food the Waterford Way. Aoibhinn, congratulations on winning the award. What exactly does it mean for the county?
This award now lets people of Ireland and beyond know that when they're coming to Waterford, they're going to get great food and drink.
And how exactly are the awards judged?
They're looking at the quality, the food, the drink, the experience that somebody would get when they come to Waterford. It's also the fact that it's a real community, and they were looking to see how the community worked together. So this is a small place. This is an agricultural place. We have the mountains right down to the sea, and all of these farmers and people and neighbours who know each other and work together. And then, of course, we've had that historic port of Waterford, Ireland's oldest city, where the Vikings first came. And they came, the first tea landed in Waterford, for example. The first cup of coffee that was ever brewed and sold in Ireland was sold in Waterford.
Really?
Yeah. The Blah, of course, came about because the Huguenots, they didn't like our flour. And so they bought this beautiful, fleur blanc, the nice white flour that we all know and love today.
And how is the award judged?
What they were looking for is to understand what kind of food and drink experiences people can have when they come here. We showed them Marie Power foraging down on the beach, and then Momo turning that into an amazing pasta dish. Or Susan Den taking some of the oysters from our bay, hearty oysters from our bay here, and putting it into a Bloody Mary. But what they really loved is they understood that this is a real community. We're a kind of small place. We all know each other by first name. So whether that's Flahavans, who are a big, amazing company, or Judith here in the Ormond, they all know each other, they all work together. We all know where to get the best food and drink and how to put it and present it on a plate.
Well, Neven, I've really enjoyed my few days here, and congratulations to all the producers. And it's all about working together. So well done. Keep up the great work.
Real good, thank you.
This year, instead of the traditional Christmas pudding or mince pie, I'm going to show you a lovely light dessert. So I'm going to poach some pears in a lovely spice syrup and then serve that with a hot fudge sauce. So first thing we need to do is to make our syrup. This is just a local unsweetened apple juice. So instead of using your traditional water and sugar, we're going to sweeten this with some honey. So this is some local honey in County Waterford. We're going to get some lovely cinnamon, lovely and mulled wine, and really, really nice in this. So about 3 of those is fine. Star anise, one of my favourite spices. It's licorice, it's aniseed, and I really, really like this for poaching a lot of fruits. So 4 of these. I'm going to put the zest and the juice of some lime. So this is going to give sharpness, lovely freshness. Cut this in half, and I'm going to put the full juice in here. The one thing about this syrup, it's not too sweet. So squeeze that all in there. So the vanilla pod, we're just going to remove the seeds. Put that into the saucepan here. Now with the skin, there still is lots of seeds. You can see still in the pod there. Get a wee whisk, and I'm just going to combine everything together. So you have the honey, the apple juice, all the lovely spices, and I'm distributing the lovely vanilla seeds. Check that the pears are ripe, but not overly ripe. So just using a potato peeler, just go the full length of the pear, and then we're going to cut these in half. So they cook much faster when they're cut in half. And what I'm going to use, just to remove the core, I'm going to use this. It's called a Parisian baller, which is like a melon baller. So that comes out. In this bowl here, we have what we call acidulated water. So it's just water and lemon juice, just to stop them from discolouring. And we're going to poach these. They look really pretty. Spread them out over the pan. The lid goes on. We're going to bring it to the boil, and these will take, I think, about maybe 20, 25 minutes. Don't let them boil too fast. They need to simmer. That's really important. Then what we do is let them cool down in the syrup. Like this. This is ones we've already poached. So you don't want them going mushy. These are perfectly cooked, and they're actually improving in flavour with that lovely syrup that we've done. Next thing we're going to do is make a really simple hot fudge sauce. So just some whipping cream, some good chocolate, and 55% cocoa solid. So it means it's a really, really good cooking chocolate. This is some vanilla extract, and we're just going to pour this all into the pan. Heat the cream. You can use double cream. I use whipping cream nearly for everything. A little bit of the vanilla, and I'm going to put in this beautiful liqueur made in Cavan, Cool Swan. Delicious. Works really well. It's a cream liqueur, flavoured with white chocolate, cocoa, vanilla, good Cavan cream, and of course a splash of whiskey. Whisk this, and then we're going to add in the chocolate. Sprinkle that in, and the wee buttons, they melt really, really quickly. This just needs to come back to the boil, and that's it done. As simple as that. And I'm just going to check the consistencies. Just with a spoon is easy. And that could be the most delicious hot chocolate in a cup or a mug. And it's not too sweet. Remember, we've added no sugar to it, but there is sugar in the chocolate. When that cools down, it will kind of firm up a little bit in your fridge. Just warm it up, either in the microwave or in the pot. We're ready to serve up. Get my pears, and I'm going to fan them out. Using the point of the knife, kind of 3/4. We're not cutting right through the pear. So I'm going to give 2 pears. Just fan that out on the plate is fine. Serving this with some ice cream. This is some local ice cream made here in Waterford, and I love when ice cream is soft like this. So I'm going to put this to the back of the pears. Now, the sauce. We're going to drizzle this all over. If I put it all over the ice cream, it's going to melt really, really quickly. There's a classic French dessert called Pear Bella Helen, which is poached pears, chocolate sauce, and vanilla ice cream. Just taste it for quality control. The vanilla extract works really well, but the Cool Swan is delicious. A little sprig of mint, and then just for texture, toasted flaked almonds. And that is a very simple but delicious and light dessert. That's my spice poached pears with the hot fudge sauce and vanilla ice cream. Been a busy couple of programmes, and I hope you've got lots of inspiration from some of the recipes that I've cooked on the shows. And as I've said before, if you're not doing the cooking, I hope you'll at least do the washing up. But I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy and peaceful Christmas. And we're going to sign off now with a Christmas carol sung by the Faitlag National School Choir. So take it away, guys.
Wish you a Merry Christmas and a
Always look for food with the bordbia quality mark, so you can relax and enjoy it more.